Last time, on our downtown, history in the making.
For our generation, we have no place to go. The movies, maybe the mall to go shopping. And
you won't see this in Rome or Paris or anything like that.
I think our city is really geared toward tourism and not the people that actually live here.
There's not a real place for the people of the city, you know?
People walk around in the city and they have nowhere to go. They don't have an actual downtown, so they don't have a sense of community.
Welcome back. My name is Todd Van Eyck. This time we will hear more passionate pleas and concerns from local residents who would love to see our downtown revitalized back to the central heart and soul of our world-famous community. We will also hear from Australian, British, and Irish tourists about their first impression of our city and downtown. Travel with us to Stratford and London to get an idea of what is involved in revitalizing and maintaining a downtown as the heart and soul of a community. Lastly, we will hear from Dave Govan of the Camera Place to hear his refreshing perspective on doing business in downtown Niagara Falls, Canada.
This is a beautiful city. This is our unique city. There's no place else in Canada where people have died on our streets for our freedom.
We're trying to bring people back downtown so you can get a nice experience and have some sort of tangible encounter, I suppose, and exchanging some ideas and sharing some talents and, you know, trying something new, meeting somebody new, and getting back to the basics, yesteryear.
Do something for the city, for us. You know, you did a lovely job on a parkway everywhere else, so I feel that we are left out. You know, that's what it is. And people, it's a shame to say, what happened? This is downtown? I say, yeah. Mr. Mayor, maybe you heard that. Please do something for our city. I would appreciate that. Put some nice things around. Doesn't cost very much. You don't have to have Niagara on the lake, but do a little bit more than that. You know, I would appreciate that.
Well, downtown Stratford, you will not find a nicer downtown, I don't think, anywhere in Ontario.
The town of Stratford originally functioned as a railway junction until the 20th century, when furniture manufacturing became the staple for the local economy. But that would change in 1953 with the opening of the Shakespearean Stratford Festival. This theatre production, which has seen performers such as Christopher Plummer, Alec Guinness, and more notably William Shatner, attracts thousands of theatre-goers and tourists every year, making Stratford's downtown world-renowned for the performing arts in Canada.
The festival is a huge draw for tourism, but Stratford is very more diverse than that. It's nice to have that, but Stratford goes on year-round. The community is huge. There's a lot of involvement. We have a lot of different things that are always going on. Festival City Days, there's always something pretty much every month. Our dragon boat races in the fall down at the creek on the river. It's very vibrant. It's probably the cleanest downtown city core that you gentlemen will come across in your travels, second to none. You can ride a bike downtown at night safely. You can walk. The colors, the smells, the aromas, the shops. A lot of independently owned businesses downtown, and that's what makes it Stratford.
The Victorian-era architecture in downtown Stratford adds to the charm and atmosphere of the town. And it was named Prettiest City in the World at the 1997 Nations in Bloom Awards.
We're well known for our beautiful buildings and flower gardens. We've won Nation in Blooms numerous of times. A lot of history in Stratford, and a lot of the heritage is still here, and a lot of the older buildings are still around to this day.
I didn't really actually notice anything here because there wasn't much to notice. All the shops are boarded up.
Downtown, it is similar to, because I come from like in the country, in England, you do get places where there used to be a good, vibrant life, and then big supermarkets appeared outside of town, and entertainment venues appeared outside town, just completely ravaged everything that was there. So you get kind of this empty shell, like you guys have got. We've got some places open, but there's some places boarded up. It's unpretty at times, but
there's not too many cities that are like this now. One half is just lights and brights, casinos. The other half's just empty.
Walk through here during the day on the way to the falls, and just walking along, seeing the old shops, and just some of the stores along here, some of the local pubs, and yeah, we stopped several times, so it would have been sweet to just. It'd be a lot better if we could see a lot more down here though. So.
London was first settled by Europeans in 1826 and was incorporated as a city on July 1, 1855. Since then, London has grown into the largest southwestern Ontario municipality and has developed a strong focus towards education, healthcare, and tourism. Some have accused London's executive suburban malls and suburban expansion for causing businesses to be moving to the suburbs instead of remaining downtown, creating a decline in the downtown core's economy. Since 1998, construction of new space in the downtown has increased significantly, with major new construction projects occurring almost annually. And since the completion of the John Labatt Centre in 2001, the private sector has invested $216 for every $1 of public investment.
Well, I mean, really, it's the opportunities down here to shop and recreate and do all the great things that you can do in a city.
Lots of favorites, the John Labatt Centre, all our wonderful restaurants, our market, our library, our convention centre, and our great shopping.
Well, I try to go to almost everything offered at the John Labatt Centre, as much as I can anyway. I think we're really lucky to finally have a place here where we get big name entertainment.
Arts and culture is so imperative, even in a downtown setting, because downtown is a neighborhood just as much as any other neighborhood in the city.
This is the centre for arts in London.
Certainly, sense of community in the downtown is growing, there's no question. Had you talked to me 10 years ago, I probably would have said that there was a lack of it.
Okay, in 1998, there was a group put together, a political group called the Millennium Group, and the Millennium Committee that decided they were going to revitalize downtown in the new millennium. It wasn't a new idea, but what happened then was they actually put a budget towards it and decided that they would put 110 million and maybe another 25 million on top of that for infrastructure. And what that money did was it built the John Labatt Centre, it built the Covent Garden Market, it changed an old Bay store into the Central Library, and it put a splash pad down at the Forks of the Thames, just to mention 4 other things it did.
With the major investments that happened over the last 10 years, with the JLC and the market and the new library, you could see that growing. And now as we build the residential factor downtown, you'll see that sense of community further grow because people will take ownership of the space.
348,990 people don't mind the expenditure downtown. It belongs to everyone.
So when we come down for some entertainment, we always go out for supper and enjoy that. And in the summertime, there's lots of festivals downtown, and I come downtown for that.
And what they put together then was a community improvement plan to stimulate growth in the downtown and residential development. And since then, we've had 5,100 residential units built, so the money did its job. And we're still using the community improvement plan, improving on that, and still trying to get more residents downtown.
And all neighborhoods need arts and culture to create that focal point, to add diversity and flavor to people's lives. And you need that kind of investment in arts, culture, and private development in your downtown, because a city that doesn't invest in itself doesn't believe in itself.
My sister got me a job in a large camera store in Montreal 37 years ago, and I just absolutely loved it. And I stayed there for about 18 years, and then when the opportunity arose, I came here to Niagara Falls, and I thought downtown was perfect. It's been a challenge, and it's becoming more and more of a challenge every day as competition, not only from big box stores around me, but the internet. We're close to Toronto, we're close to the US, but people still seem to make their way down here. I mean, from what I understand, the pictures I've seen, this was a happening place, brimming with people even in the early 70s. To bring that back, that would just thrill me, to have people on the street walking around. I don't care if they don't spend a nickel, as long as they're out there enjoying themselves. You know what the greatest thing is? And it's part of living in a small town, where you know your customers by first name and the customers know you by first name. And sometimes they say, I was in 2 or 3 years ago, do you remember me? Well, I don't, but I mean, geez, they remember me, and that's the big thrill. To have people come in and know you by your first name and call you by your first name. That's beautiful. When a tourist comes in and gets what they want at a fair price, they take my card because they're shocked at being treated like a local. And that's how I treat them. I'm not trying to gouge them, just trying to make a living, right? And they're thrilled at that, and that builds me up every time. Oh, we do everything. We still do black and white by hand. So the lab portion of the store is a large portion of the store now. We have mini lab, of course, digital printing. We can now enlarge photos up to 40 by 60 right on premise. We can frame it, laminate it, mount it, mat it, whatever you want to hang over your couch, we can do that. We also have a full-service studio to take the pictures, or rent out the studio yourself, or rent all kinds of camera and lighting equipment, as well as, of course, what everyone else does, cameras. We do sell cameras, hence the name.
It's all downtown.